Hello and welcome to our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 298.
We woke up this morning here at Coronado Springs and walked down to the club level lounge for breakfast to start the day off. And I love breakfast here at Coronado Springs usually because they often have bacon out, and that is something that most club levels don't have. They had a big pot of bacon out there. They also had normal things like the oatmeal with the different toppings, little frittatas with spinach in them. They also had a ton of different breads and pastries, including some banana bread, even though it wasn't the chocolate chunk banana bread they used to have. It was still pretty good banana bread. They had fruits and they had different cereals, and they also had Minnie Mouse waffles. Not Mickey Mouse waffles, Minnie Mouse waffles. So that was a very unique thing to find, and of course they tasted just as good as the Mickey waffles.
We enjoyed breakfast here this morning, and while we were sitting there, normally it is a beautiful view outside because they have these huge glass windows. But today it's raining, so it's raining pretty hard outside. We don't have much of a view out today, but that just means we'll stay inside for right now, enjoy lots of that free food that we have access to, and maybe get some work done as well. We both began working until they brought out the lunch items. We went and took pictures, but that didn't take very long because they don't have much in the way of lunch here. I think it's because they spend a lot of the money on breakfast because there is a lot at breakfast time. They do have Uncrustables for the kids at lunchtime. They do not cut them up, so you actually get an entire sandwich. It's amazing. There's also some goldfish. They also had some little banana sun nut butter crostinis, as well as a whole bunch of different cookies. So we pretty much filled up on Uncrustables and cookies for the afternoon. After working for a couple hours and snacking, we did go back to our room, and now that it stopped raining, we realized there is a lot we can see from our view because we're so high up in Grand Destino Tower. We were able to see Blizzard Beach. Then when we looked further over, we could see Hollywood Studios, which included Galaxy's Edge, Tower of Terror, and the building for Rock and Roller Coaster. When we kept going, we could see Swan and Dolphin, and even further over, we could see Epcot, Spaceship Earth specifically. This is a really awesome view, especially because this is a standard room. So there's no specific view we're supposed to have. It's not theme park view at all. And this was so cool to figure out. Now that it has stopped raining, we decided to take a walk because we have been cooped up all morning and afternoon. So we walked around Coronado Springs because this is a beautiful resort and they have a lot of stuff to do and see here. We headed downstairs to see what the paid activity is, and you can usually find that sign in the gift shop. So we went there. They've got some really awesome carved things you can paint, which sounded really fun. We're not going to do that today, but it sounded like a lot of fun. Right outside the gift shop when we left, we saw this really awesome Halloween backdrop. And I thought this was the coolest thing because even if you don't go to the party, you can still take a picture with it. But especially if you are going to the Halloween party, this is a great place to get a picture with no one behind you, which doesn't happen very often in most pictures at Disney World. We started walking all around the resort outside, and it was actually really pretty, a little muggy because it rained, but still really nice today. We walked over towards the pool area, and the playground that the kids can play in had no one in it, so we snapped a picture. This isn't a huge playground, but there's plenty of space for kids to run around, which I think is ultimately what they need anyway. And then we walked inside the arcade, and I have to say, whoever decided that every arcade at Disney World should have full body massage chairs, I really do hope you got a raise because that was a stroke of genius.
After exploring a little bit more, we did make our way back over to Grand Destino Tower and up to the club level lounge for dinner time. We wanted to see what kind of food they were going to have tonight, hoping for something good like we had last night. One of the things they had was chicken wings that were delicious. They had like a red pepper sauce on them that wasn't super spicy, but it had a lot of flavor and I really enjoyed them. But Alyssa couldn't actually have it because there was also food coloring in it.
Yeah, that seems to happen a lot. But they had talked to me earlier in the day and they asked if I like chicken wings. I said, yes, I do. Like, okay, you can't have the sauce that we serve these with, but we can make you your own. And I was like, I would love that because I really like chicken. I especially love chicken wings. So I actually got my own chicken wings. They didn't have any spice on them, but they did have a really nice flavoring.
And sticking with the same theme as last night, lots of different types of food that aren't exactly friendly for picky eaters, and a lot of plant-based options as well. They had a trumpet mushroom pasta that was mushrooms and vegetables in a kind of a stew. I thought that was really interesting. Not a big fan of mushrooms, so I didn't really care for that. They also had a plant-based tuna salad that was made with jackfruit instead of tuna. They had a few other little hors d'oeuvres and things. They of course had tomato bread and several different types of vegetables. Overall though, it was just like yesterday, a lot of plant-based food, a lot of things that if you have picky eaters, they're probably not going to be too into. So if you don't like plant-based food, I would say steer clear of Coronado Club Level just based on that.
But if you do enjoy plant-based food, if you like healthier foods, this is the best club level lounge for you because you have more options than any of the other lounges. While we were eating, we looked out the window and there was a rainbow. It was very faint, but we could still see it, and it was so pretty and a really nice way to end the day because it started out raining today and now we get to see a rainbow. However, it did end at Tower of Terror, which seemed a little odd.
Yeah, I'm not sure rainbow should end at Tower of Terror, but after we finished up with our food, we did head back to our room. It is time for our monthly Q&A on Facebook, so we got everything set up there in the room and went live and did an hour-long Q&A for October. And just like 2 years ago, we're going to be doing another monthly Q&A for you here on YouTube, but we're not doing it today. We're actually pushing it off until October 30th. So on October 30th, 8/7 Central, we'll be doing a live Q&A. You can find a link to that down in the description below, as well as a link to the community post where you can leave any of your questions ahead of time.
When that ended, we did head back down to the lounge because we don't want to miss out on those desserts. All the desserts were exactly the same, but since they have the chocolate Mickey mousse, I have no problem with that because those are my absolute favorite. I literally just got a plate of those because that is all I want.
I also love that you're now calling it Mickey Mousse. I feel like I'm having an effect. It's perfect.
I'm so ashamed. Oh well, it does sound better that way, I gotta be honest. It flows really well. Once we were done with desserts, we did go downstairs and get a bus over to Magic Kingdom because it is once again a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. They seem to be happening more and more frequently, I guess because it's getting closer to Halloween. When we got there, we did see that there was a sign that said, this is a sold out party. And the last time we were at one of these that was sold out, it was incredibly busy. There were lines everywhere, people everywhere. So that means we probably don't want to wait in line for any characters or wait in line for many rides. And it was almost time for the fireworks show, and we thought, where can we go that would be really unique to watch the fireworks tonight? We want to do something different. So we decided to head over to People Mover. We were hoping we could time it to where it kind of worked, where we could see the fireworks on there. We could not have timed this any better than it happened. We got to watch the finale of the fireworks show on People Mover. We had probably the best seats in the house, especially because we actually had seats and nobody else did because they all had to stand.
Pedal to the metal and speed 20 flag in your not race car. Young or old, this is your chance to win without worrying about getting a speeding ticket.
After we got off People Mover and had that amazing view of the fireworks, we walked over to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin because it had like a 5-minute wait, and we're like, okay, that's something we don't mind waiting for. So we rode the ride, and when it came time to do the picture, we decided it'd be funny to duck. And looking back, it was probably hysterical at the moment because it was late and we were really tired. But now we just have a picture where we're not even in it, so I'm not sure the point of why we did that, but we did it nonetheless, and we have that memory, so there we go. After we got off the ride, we did go over to Carousel of Progress to get Robert some Go-Go Squeeze. Can't forget about those, and we're already over here. And then we slowly made our way out of the park. We did stop and get me a bag of allergy-friendly candy, and then took a bus over to Coronado Springs because we are very tired. We've had another long day, just like we did yesterday. And we got back to the resort, got ready for bed, and that was the end of our day today. So we'll see you tomorrow
for our Year with the Ears.